$1 billion and growing. Tickets for tonight's Mega Millions jackpot are going fast, with Michiganders buying up more than 100,000 every hour. We're checking on the firefighters injured in that house collapse yesterday, as we've just learned the final 2 who were hospitalized have just been released. And Will Smith finally saying he's sorry for slapping Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. But it doesn't seem Rock is quite ready to accept the apology. Brett.
Most everybody's sitting pretty on this Friday, but as advertised, a couple of drips and drops showing up on the radar. Not much, but there's a couple. We'll track these and talk about the weekend right now. First at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Mega Millions has turned into Mega Billion. The jackpot has grown to more than $1 billion in the 3 days since nobody won Tuesday's $830 million prize. So the next drawing tonight at 11. You'll see those winning numbers on our 11 o'clock news. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with the very latest on that rush for tickets. Hey, Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. We keep checking the numbers because, as you know, the more tickets are sold, the higher it can go during the day. So right now it's at $1.28 billion. That puts the cash option at $747 million. So that makes it the 3rd largest in U.S. history. The highest was $1.6 billion, and that was back in early 2016. Michigan is doing its part to push the jackpot even higher because new numbers put out by the Michigan Lottery suggest people in our state have already bought around 6 million tickets for tonight's 11 p.m. drawing. More than 2.3 million of those have been purchased today. So that means they're being snapped up at the rate of 246,000 tickets per hour. That's nearly double the rate they were going this morning. The deadline for buying tickets at retailers online is 10:45 p.m. Over in Taylor, we caught up with one Metro Detroiter who's had some good luck before.
I was in a group pool with a bunch of my other friends and we won, but we only won 50,000, but we divided it like 8 ways. So it was still nice to help pay for my wedding and it was awesome, but hopefully we get that same luck this time since it's over $1 billion again. And we figured it would be like 81 million per person. So we think that would be, enough for us.
Yeah, I think so. Expect more coverage of the $1 billion jackpot on upcoming editions of Local 4 News. Coming up at 5, Help Me Hank returns to an old hot spot, the place where $1 billion winner was sold last year, right here in Metro Detroit. And at 6, the issue of anonymity for winners, what the law says now, and how it could soon change to keep your identity under wraps if you become an instant multimillionaire with a jackpot like this one. So, Karen, we'll have a lot more coming up. For now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kim.
Sure.
Well, within the hour, all of the Detroit firefighters recovering after a burning building collapsed will be out of the hospital. A scary scene happening Thursday afternoon on Hollywood Avenue near 7 Mile and John R. In total, 8 firefighters had to be taken to the hospital. 3 were held for observation, including 1 that was trapped. Now investigators believe they have a serial arsonist on their hands. We broke that news yesterday afternoon. Meantime, Sean Lay will have the very latest on the investigation tonight at 5. Again, all of the firefighters have been released from the hospital. A Warren man facing charges in connection to a hate crime, Anthony Manchiapane, is charged with ethnic intimidation and several gun charges. The incident happened Monday night in the area of Shaner near 8 Mile Road. Police say the 53-year-old white man pointed a laser, yelled racial slurs, and then fired shots at a 37-year-old black man. Officers were called, and he then barricaded himself inside this commercial building. He later surrendered. Tonight at 5, find out what was found when the bomb squad was called in. Some good news this afternoon. If your commute takes you along I-94 in Detroit, the freeway, which was closed for a week, has reopened after crews successfully moved the 2nd Avenue Bridge into place. The bridge was built on Wayne State's campus and weighs 5 million pounds. While the freeway is back open, MDOT says there will still be some lane and ramp closures through October. CDC recommending today Metro Detroit mask up indoors due to high levels of COVID-19 in the community. The health agency now has Oakland, Wayne, Macomb, Washtenaw, and Monroe counties listed with high community spread of the virus. Weekly COVID case rates have been increasing in Michigan throughout the month of July after dropping in mid to late June. State health officials, I should say, reported Tuesday an increase of 19,653 new virus cases over a 7-day period. Time now for our first look at the forecast. Brett, we're knocking on the door to the weekend.
We're almost there. We did it. And we're setting the stage for a good weekend. Just a couple of sprinkles showing up here on Storm Tracker 4 like we talked about yesterday. Now, these are very few and far between, very light, very minimal impact, but you can see a couple of very light green showing up here on the map. Even as we zoom out a little bit further, you can see a couple of drops down west of parts of Lenawee County. There's not much to these, but there's a couple. So if you see a drop or two on your windshield, don't be terribly surprised. But most of us, and I really mean most of us, get through the rest of today dry. Upper 70s, low 80s. Winds are a touch high, just not nearly as high as they were yesterday. Outside of those sprinkles, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds. Those fade this evening and sets us up for a good weekend. We'll talk about that, plus more rain next week in just a bit.
All right, thank you, Brett. First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. Kentucky's governor says at least 16 people are dead after catastrophic flooding in Kentucky. He says that number is expected to double as rescuers scramble to reach areas difficult to access. Today, President Biden issued a federal emergency disaster declaration for the state. Right now, police say there is a cell reception issue, and that's making it really difficult for people to get in contact for help.
We've never seen something like this. Folks who deal with this for a living, have been doing it for 20 years, have never seen water this high. We still can't get to a lot of people. Though there's so much water, the current is so strong, it's not safe for some of the water rescues that we need to do.
According to the governor, rescue crews have evacuated 3 senior living facilities. He says over 300 people are in shelters with about 24,000 residents without power. Well, everybody's waiting to see if Russia will hold up its end of the bargain to allow grain shipments to resume from Ukraine's port cities. The deal was agreed upon last week to unblock grain exports threatened by Russian attacks. The ships are all loaded up, but there's still anxiety over whether Russia will allow them safe passage. The blockage of grain exports from Ukraine, one of the world's biggest exporters, has led to a rise in food prices all around the world.
The best thing that could happen is that Russia stops its invasion of Ukraine and allows grain ships to do what they were doing before this war, so that those who need it from the commercial market can access it. I really only want to add to what others have said, that food should never, ever be used as a weapon.
The breakthrough followed months of negotiations to unblock Black Sea ports to allow the passage of grain and oil seeds. Well, there is some outrage today over a live golf tournament heavily funded by Saudi Arabia at former President Trump's club over in New Jersey. Families of 9/11 victims point to Saudi Arabia as home to 15 of the 19 hijackers responsible for the terror attacks. However, the kingdom denies involvement. The Breakaway League has drawn criticism over concerns that it provides legitimacy to Saudi Arabia's regime. One girl who lost her father on 9/11 spoke on his heroics.
But a word to Mr. Trump and all of the participating golfers in this tournament. My father wasn't the type of person who could be bought. And I just want you to know that if you were there that day, my father would have run in to save you without a second thought.
Trump's golf club, where the event is held, is 50 miles from ground zero. Key inflation gauge tracked by the Federal Reserve jumped to its highest 12-month gain in more than 40 years. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, the personal consumption expenditures price index rose 6.8% in June. That's the biggest 12-month move since the 6.9% increase in January of 1982. And on a month-to-month basis from May to June, prices increased 1%. That is the largest monthly gain since 2005. Ahead first at 4, popular fast food chain puts out a unique help wanted ad offering payment in something other than money. It didn't go over too well. Plus, it's the apology some people thought might never happen. Will Smith speaks directly to Chris Rock and his family and clears up a big question people have been asking about that slap at the Oscars. Kim.
It's a different type of golf competition that's also happening this weekend. I'll take you to Milford to show you how this event is also drawing quite the crowd.